Some of you guys may remember when Damian Lillard dropped that track, They Sleep. It was when he was first getting into rap, and honestly, that should probably be the theme song for our Portland Trail Blazers. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Torey back with True Blazer Fan, and we're just gonna go through some of the awful preseason analysis that some of these experts, and I use my fingers to quote that, some of these experts have for our Portland Trail Blazers. Some of the ridiculous things that are being said, and some of the ridiculous statements that are being made. We're gonna go through all that with, obviously, a little bit of a biased mindset, but a much more educated one. So subscribe to True Blazer Fan if you're a True Blazer fan, and with all that being said, let's jump into this video. First, we gotta start with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So let's skim this section by, was this by Kevin Pelton? There's no author at the top. ESPN's hiding their authors' identities now because their takes are so bad. So let's go through what they have to say about the Portland Trail Blazers. They say this projection will probably be perceived as disrespectful in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, yeah, it is because you're sleeping, but at least you have 10% of your self-awareness intact. At least you can recognize the disrespect. There's a reason Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum tweeted their displeasure when the Trailblazers let Ed Davis go. So now is when they finally want to admit that Ed Davis is a very good role player. Alright, Davis, valuable, rugged role player, ranked 3rd among the Blazers in win shares last season. Portland likely needs Zach Collins to improve significantly to make the playoffs for a 6th straight season in the loaded West. So that's what gets me, man. We've made the playoffs 5 years in a row. They notice that. They take note of that and say, to continue the success with the same core we've had for years, we need a second-year player to improve significantly. As if the West has gotten that much better. It's been a loaded West for years. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City is projected to come in at number 4, when all they did this offseason was replace Carmelo Anthony with the point guard version of Carmelo Anthony, who is Dennis Schroeder, who's just as bad of a defender, just as bad of a shooter as Carmelo was last year, and he needs the ball in his hands to be effective, which doesn't work well with Russell Westbrook. Doesn't space the floor, so he's not an upgrade over Carmelo. Losing Carmelo was addition by subtraction. But then, they reversed that by adding in Dennis Schroeder, which is subtraction by addition. And this is a team we were better than last year and swept in the regular season. Yet, they're projected 4th, and we're projected 10th. Whoa, hold up a second. What is this? 5th, Denver Nuggets. Denver? They got the Denver Nuggets. The team that can't defend, who added 5'9" Isaiah Thomas. The midget who can't defend. Okay, I shouldn't say that. In realistic terms, 5'9" is like average for a human male, so. But NBA terms, the dude's a midget and the dude definitely cannot defend. How's a team with a bottom 5 defense going to make the playoffs? Because their defense definitely got worse by adding Isaiah Thomas. This section on them references the fact that they had 3 players younger than 23 years old that averaged at least 16.5 points per game. But scoring wasn't their issue. Nowhere in this section does ESPN mention their god-awful defense, which is why they cannot find their way into the postseason. They can't stop anybody. They're one of the worst defenses in the league, and you don't see a team getting a top 5 seed in a loaded conference with a defense that bad. But ESPN doesn't even say defense one time in that entire section. I mean, like, I expect bad quality writing out of ESPN. I don't have high standards for them, but still, man, it's ESPN. It's a national media source. I see stuff like this and it drives me crazy. I know Isaiah Thomas is a big upgrade over Devin Harris and Emmanuel Mudiay or whoever was playing there at that point guard spot for Denver last season. But he doesn't make the team better because he makes all their bad problems that they have with their squad, he makes all of them worse. They were already an elite scoring team last season, so is adding Isaiah Thomas going to make them historically good? No. So how do they get better and surpass our Portland Trail Blazers? It makes absolutely no sense. Man, I could spend all day talking about this ESPN article, but I'm gonna find 1 or 2 more sections that absolutely have driven me crazy in the past month. Oh boy, a Bleacher Report article. I can't wait. Is picking a Bleacher Report article picking low-hanging fruit? Yes, but I'm gonna do it anyway. NBA players who should be pissed at their front offices. Just based off this title, I understand that this is going to be a lovely piece of writing and this is going to be grade A work. Let's see, what do we got here? LeBron James. Okay, I just got a sidetrack here. I know this is a Blazers channel, but when LeBron James met with Magic Johnson, he said he wanted a lot more playmakers around him. He wanted to ditch the trend of surrounding him with only shooters. They got more playmakers around him. All the moves they made were because LeBron James wanted them made. So LeBron James should be pissed at his front office because of the players that he wanted to add to the team. Player 2, small market player. Small market player, Karl Anthony Towns. Player number 3, of course, you knew Damian Lillard had to be on there. Another small market player because they don't like having stars in small markets. I want to see the other two before we go in on this Damian Lillard stuff. Player number 4. Why would Manu be pissed at the Spurs? There's a sentence in this section. He levitates while he unravels the cosmos mysteries. Forgot to mention that. Okay. So their reasoning is, now San Antonio is just another team because Kawhi left, and Ginobili has never played for just another team. I mean, he's played for Argentina for years, hasn't he? So he should be pissed at the Spurs because Kawhi Leonard screwed over the Spurs. Makes perfect sense. 5th is Joel Embiid, and they're just talking about Brian Colangelo and all the stuff he tweeted about Joel Embiid. So Joel Embiid should be pissed at the Sixers front office, right? Except Brian Colangelo isn't there anymore, so why would he be pissed at the Sixers front office? Oh, very end. We have yet to mention that the Sixers kind of whiffed on their offseason after dealing with the Colangelo drama. Okay, they missed out on Kawhi, and they missed out on LeBron James. So because they missed out on those guys, Joel Embiid should be pissed when his Sixers are very young and still rising to contention? I just provided those players just to give you some context on how bad this writing is outside of our Portland Trailblazers being slept on or disrespected. Okay, now on to Damian Lillard in July. Damian Lillard squashed the chatter that he's miffed at the Portland Trailblazers. He loves where he lives, loves the coaching staff, loves where he is, blah, blah, blah. That he had to give such reassurances says plenty about the situation in Portland. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. It says everything about the media, about the Stephen A types that come up with lies like Damian Lillard wants to play in Los Angeles. Damian Lillard wants to play in New York. New York, man. They're not going to have Porzingis next year. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. You basically have all these media types trying to come up with stuff to make it seem like Dame wants out of Portland, all these lies, and trying to steer the conversation towards, oh, Damian Lillard deserves to be in a bigger market. So then Damian Lillard gets asked questions about all these false stories, and he has to reassure people that these false stories are indeed false. But yet, this Bleacher Report writer right here says that, oh, the fact that he has to give those reassurances says everything about Portland. That is the dumbest take I've read this entire summer. I actually just got literally mad. Another reason for possible future unrest with Dame is that Portland got swept out of the playoffs, which is a convenient thing for the national media to use because they either use it to bash Dame didn't show up, Dame sucked, and if they don't do that, then, oh, they got swept, Dame should be pissed. It's ridiculous, man. This is just a couple examples of some of the bad writing about the Portland Trailblazers that I've seen this summer. Sadly, we do have to limit the length of these videos because the NBA has rules for how long you can use highlights on YouTube. So if you want to see more videos like this, leave a like down below and leave a comment. I'll definitely bring some face cam in so we can do these videos for 10-15 minutes, however long you want, and we can just go in on some of the bad writing about the Portland Trailblazers because trust me, there's a lot more out there. So definitely let me know if you want to see more videos like this. This was kind of fun to make and laugh at some of this stuff. So anyway, that's all I got for today, true Blazer fans. This has been Torey. Hope you have a great one. Peace out. Go Blazers.